Hey there. I'm going to show you how easy it is to automate market research using a knowledge-enhanced Google Sheet. So let's say we're in the aircraft manufacturing business and we like to understand the airlines market a little bit better. Let's say we have current pilots, no pun intended, with 3 potential customers. Let's say Virgin Atlantic, American Airlines, and JetBlue. And what we'd like to do is to gather some basic firmographic data about these customers. Now, instead of doing manual research, Googling, reading a bunch of reports, we're going to automate this by pulling in the information from the Diffbot knowledge graph, which is an AI system that continually crawls the whole web and allows you to query the web like a database. So what I want to do is to enhance this organization row, and we want to tell it the information that we want to retrieve from the knowledge graph. So let's say for each of these, we want to get a summary of the organization and its homepage. We want to get maybe the location and country that it's based in. And we want to get some numbers like the number of employees, the revenue, the market cap, and maybe who the CEO is. And we are just passing in this case, what we have, which is just the name of the organization. And so right now, it's querying the knowledge graph and pulling in those requested fields. So you can see we've got those fields that we asked for, and I can replicate this with the other customers. So you can see within just a matter of seconds, we've gathered information that might have taken a while to figure out, just manual market research. Let's give these columns some descriptive names. Summary, homepage, location, country, employees, revenue, market cap, and CEO. Okay, and now let's say we want to find new customers. So we want to find entities that are like this, but that aren't on our list of customers. So to do that, we can use the Diffbot query language to query the knowledge graph to get organizations that meet certain criteria. So let's use the DQL function and ask for all of the entities that are of type organization. There's many different types of entities inside our knowledge graph. And we want those that are in the industry of, let's say, airlines. And the information that we want is the name. And we also want these other fields. So I'm just going to copy and paste that from above. So you see here, we've been able to quickly pull in information about all of the top airlines, not just the ones that are in our customer list. Let's say we want to make this report look a little bit better by adding the logo of each company. So to do that, I can do the same thing. I can enhance this organization, and the field that I want is the logo. And what I want to give it is, let's say, the name of the organization and its homepage. So I can do that. And in fact, I can do that for all of these organizations. So you see here, within really just a few seconds, I've built, a table that combines existing data, both enhancing it with additional information, as well as pulled in completely new rows, from the knowledge graph, all mixed together within a single sheet. And this sheet will always be up to date with the real world, since it's synchronized with the knowledge graph, right? So if the revenue numbers, employee counts, market cap, or CEO ever change, this will always be up-to-date data and never a stale spreadsheet. Using this, now I can do some very simple kinds of analysis. So let's say I wanted to understand, what country these airlines are in. I could, simply build a chart visualizing that. So you can see here, a lot of them are based in the United States or in the UK. If I wanted to understand, let's say, like the market share in terms of revenue of these different organizations, I could plot those two columns. And I can see here that it looks like, these major airlines include American, Delta, United, Lufthansa in terms of revenue share. Now let's say, that we prefer to work with smaller airline companies. They're a little bit easier to work with. So we want to restrict this query to not all airlines, but those where the number of employees is, at most, let's say 12,000. So these are the smaller, relatively, airline companies. And you can see the sheet will automatically update. Now we can see, these companies that are smaller that have larger amounts of revenue might include like NetJets, Lufthansa, Technik, Finnair, Vueling Airlines. So this sheet will always stay up to date. It's robust to changes and variations inside the input. So for example, instead of American Airlines, I could have said, American Air, or I could have spelled maybe JetBlue like that. And it should still be able to match, these alternate spellings to the right entity in the knowledge graph. Can even tell you, for example, that something is not an airline. For example, Air Bud, which is a sports comedy about a basketball playing golden retriever, is obviously not an airline. So if you're interested, give this a try. Visit us at diffbot.com and request a free trial. Thanks a lot.